Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy, my channel's Finding Value. In this clip, we're going to go over rare earth strategic metals, a couple of companies in that, and do lithium. We'll go over the ETFs, REMX, and LIT, and then go into a couple of individual companies. I know some people wanted me to go over this, so I'm going over it. And we'll start with rare earths. Again, rare earths, I think, are a great spot to be if they're going to try to do this electric vehicle and renewable thing. Rare earth metals are used in those too, and they mainly come from China. So REMX has some investments. They have a lot of Chinese investments, and that's why I chose the ETF versus trying to do individual companies, because I don't think you can invest in the individual companies that are Chinese for the most part. And if 99% of the rare earth metals come from China, I'd rather have exposure to the ones that are producing in China versus the ones that are really speculative. You got to keep in mind that rare earths, some of it, the processing of it is pretty dirty. And I don't know if these ones in other countries are going to get their companies off the floor. There's going to be a lot of resistance to them. So I just chose the ETF to get exposure to it. So let's dive in. I'll give you my opinion here. So we're going to start with REMX, and this is what the chart looks like. We had a massive sell-off from the top of 2011. $332 up there, $340 I think is where it peaked, and we got sold off. Then we flattened out and we squared it up, which means the downward momentum came to a sideways momentum, and we're just starting to come on up, and we just broke a critical level. We can see this double bottom. I call it the booty bottom. Yeah, bottom booty. So we got the booty bottom here that we're breaking out of. We're going to zoom in. Here's the booty bottom. We had a nice big pattern here. That's where I was like, I bought it right in here. We had the break to the upside, and I've just been holding on. I did put it into a free ride to buy some other things, but I had a lot of profit going from, it was probably around like $80 all the way to, I don't know, somewhere in here. It's like 20-something, 25%, 30%, something like that is what I think I got out of it. Zooming on in, you can see this big pattern here. 1, 2, 3, and then it broke. And we're coming on up, and I would just be holding on to it. So would I be a buyer up here? Yeah, maybe. It's not horrible. I would do the sprinkling or the cost averaging in, but I mean, from a big long-term perspective, this thing's just breaking out and moving to the upside. So I think it looks pretty good. MP Materials is another one that I do hold. Again, we got the 1, 2, 3, and then we broke to the upside here, and we're doing a little bit of sideways action. This looks very bullish to me. I bought before the breakout in this section in here, and I've been holding on. This is what it looks like zooming in. We've got a nice little pattern here. It looks like it was trying to break to the downside. That could have been a false breakout where we could turn it. But either way, we're out of the pattern. We broke to the upside. This can float around all over the place. MP Materials, I think, is one of the companies that's in the United States that is producing, I think. And it's one that I do own, and I'm holding on to it. And there you can see kind of where it broke to the upside and then came back, and it's been floating back and forth sideways. So that's MP Materials. It looks good. Here's Canadian Rare Earth Corporation. We'll zoom out. And what I look for here is you can see that this thing kind of came down. Actually, it looks really good right here. Oops, let me delete that. Can't just drag it. So it's about right. It's about right here. And then if we draw another one, there's got kind of the higher lows coming in. So on a big picture perspective, we had the first kind of pulse move up, and then we came back and are doing a retest of that. Now, some of these, they have a lot of risk involved because they don't have any mines and stuff like that. The permitting and the way these things work, because they're kind of dirtier, they may have some struggles getting this stuff going. But we'll zoom in here on the right hand side. You can see this thing just kind of. Let me come back just a little bit. Here's our move here. I don't see a 1, 2, 3 necessarily. It's kind of all just jumbled up. Let's zoom in again. Just little trading sideways patterns here. And this thing's just back and forth. It's only 5 cents a share. We'll go to REEMF. This is Rare Element Resources. Big picture view, we have this nice, huge rounding bottom coming. And zooming in on the right-hand side here, get this little pattern that coiled up, broke to the upside, broke again to the upside, coming back down. It's losing, got some sellers all through here. This could be, it's hard to see. Shoulder, head, shoulder, broke to the downside. There's the shoulder, head, shoulder, and the break. And we're way down here. Still, it's kind of in a downtrend. We'll see if this downtrend's breaking the downtrend. So, I mean, maybe it's a good spot here. Again, guys, these are highly speculative. I'm not as keen on jumping into these highly speculative ones. I just chose REMX and went into that. I have a little bit in MP, and that's it. I don't really own too much in these other ones, if any. Looking at lithium, this is LIT. Let's zoom out. This thing's had a massive run. So you can see that it also has the double booty bottom. Yeah, there's the booty. We've got the nice resistance line coming through here. And whenever you see these things break these resistance lines, that's when they usually run. And this is where this thing has run. So we got the booty bottom. We broke out of it. You can see this thing. We had a downtrend line, kind of came out and back test. We're moving on higher. Little consolidation periods coming through, and it just keeps attacking higher. This one, let me see here. Now, would I buy it up here? I don't know. I don't know if I'd buy it. I mean, this has had a monster run. It's up, from 30-something dollars all the way to 92. And it's been a vertical move. And I don't chase things that go vertical. Usually, you're going to see a pullback. You can see that the move going up is losing steam because you can see the first pulse, second, and it's getting smaller and smaller. I personally wouldn't chase it. I would wait for something to change. I never go after something that's gone vertical. It almost always ends in tears. Now here's PLL, Piedmont Lithium. Very similar looking chart here. We've got the downtrend line. This thing coiled on up. This is where you want to be buying it. Boom, shot higher. Then you just hold on for dear life. You hodl this thing. And we went into this consolidation period. Let's zoom in again. Here's the consolidation. 1, 2, 2 is kind of like this, and then 3. Then we broke to the upside. Kind of moving sideways. It's had a monster run though. And I don't like chasing monster runs. I mean, this thing was $6 down here. Went all the way to $82. I don't know. I probably wouldn't chase it up here if it were me. Here's Albemarle Corporation. Nice little pattern coming down in a channel, going back and forth. Broke to the upside. Ran like Forrest, run, Forrest, run. So this one's run, Albemarle, run. Consolidated, broke, consolidated, broke. And then we've got a nice big bearish engulfing pattern here. It's run from $50 all the way to almost 300. It's at 280 something. Zooming in on the top here, and this could be a top, but it's tough. Tough to say. Nice good selling pressure, but again, I probably wouldn't be chasing it up here. That's just me. But lithium does have a compelling market balance going forward. So tough to say what to do. If I owned it, I'd probably just hold on, but I don't know if I'd be a new buyer up there. Now here's one that is pretty crazy. Lithium Americas Corp, LAC. I just kind of drew this in there. I don't think that's probably, oh, here it's, there you go, log scale. That's what we want. We want the good old log. We've been going in this channel back and forth. We came up, we consolidated, and then we broke to the upside. This could have a good further run to move. I mean, it's breaking out of this channel. It's probably going to go into ludicrous mode. We've got the volume stepping in here, buying the living poop out of it. And it could potentially go higher. And you know what? Some of these other ones may go higher. I don't like chasing things, but this one looks like it's just breaking out. So Lithium Americas looks a little bit better. Here's LIAF. This is one that I own. I used to own, I should say, they bought out Plateau Energy, and that's what I owned, was Plateau Energy. They bought it out when they were like, I think maybe like in here or something, or maybe it was down here. It's probably in here when they bought them out. And they also gave me warrants in the buy, which is cool because those warrants have gone way up. I think the warrant was for like $2, and now it's at $4.38. So that's a pretty cool thing. So here's the all. We broke this pattern coming down. It's also a double booty. It's a double bottom, double booty. We like the double booties, guys. We know that. So here it is, double booty, broke to the upside. We had this is a consolidation pattern here. You could draw it in. You know, it's something on the lines of that. And we have these, it's just consolidating, and moving on up. Whenever these things are pointing kind of sloping downward, it's a continuation pattern to the upside. And this thing's been moving. It looks good. Looks like another continuation pattern here. It's just you know, popping out these continuation patterns left and right. So we're going from one continuation pattern to another, and when this slopes upward, that's when you need to maybe cool it. But Lithium American Lithium Corp looks pretty good, and it's been moving on up. So I would just continue to hold it. That's what I'm doing with my American Lithium Corporation shares. I didn't buy this one because of the lithium. I bought it because of the uranium. They got bought out, and for some reason I just don't sell stuff. Like I still own Fang. Fang bought out QEP in the oil and gas area. I still own American Lithium Corp. I even still own the warrants on it. The ones that they gave me. I think they gave you one warrant for every 4 shares that you owed of I think that's what it was, 4 shares of Plateau Energy. And I've just been holding on. So if you guys, that's all I've got for today. Would I be a new buyer in lithium? That's up to you. I like buying stuff when it's down. It's in my DNA to buy it when it's down, unless the market conditions are so favorable that they're good. And maybe lithium is that. I know that they want to use a massive amount more lithium some years out, like 70 times more, like a ridiculous amount. So this could be a good long-term hold if other minerals don't limit it. So we want to be in the minerals that limit the production growth. And I don't know if lithium's the limiter. I don't know if nickel is, or silver, or whatever it is of these battery electric vehicles. Could be rare earth elements. I kind of sprinkle across all of it. I own silver, especially the physical type. You know how I like to get physical. I own platinum. I own copper type companies, nickel companies. Those are kind of ones I look at. I kind of own everything. And even if they don't go into this huge EV thing, we're still going to have to update the grid. We're still going to have to do things. Third world countries are still putting in grids and all that stuff. So it's going to be very good, I think, for a long-term hold in any of these materials. If you guys like this analysis, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.